Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Brainley's Virtual Tour Live, the morning edition. We do have a lot to talk about there, as you see on my thumbnail. Tubi is going through a evolution. We'll talk about it. I saw it this morning, and I'm like, that's suspicious. That's weird. That's not regular schmecula, to use some words from Cardi B. We'll talk about it. Wendy Williams, I told y'all that this story was just beginning. Of course, as you guys all know, that I did part 1 and part 2 review of the documentary Where is Wendy Williams. I also reviewed part 3 and part 4 of Where is Wendy Williams, the documentary. That aired respectively Saturday parts 1 and 2 and Sundays parts 3 and 4 at 8/7 Central on Lifetime. Well, Regina Shell has some words to say, and many other people will talk about that. Don Lemon, even though he got fired from CNN, he said, "Run me my money." Oh, buddy boy, we are going to talk about that check. Hey, Jazzy J, good morning to you. Good to see you here as well. And then Andy Cohen. Andy Cohen, what is going on with you, my sir? What is going on with you? Well, y'all, you know, Brandy Glanville, the sexual assault lawsuit. Well, Andy Cohen did something else too. We'll talk about it. Sure will. Also, Michael Iiesanmi from 90 Day Fiance. Y'all did see a report that he went missing. I'm not laughing about the missing part. I'm laughing about the fact of it's taken. Other people are finally catching on to what's going on. I'm gonna give y'all the intel on that. And then Omari Hardwick has some thoughts about power. Lord Jesus, they have some thoughts about power. Well, we will definitely talk about higher is waiting, low is available. But either way, we are live on tour. Let me take down this iconic intro here. You see the virtual tour background and you hear the virtual tour music. And then there is trying to make sure I get myself together here. Lord help, we are live, y'all. And then there is me. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Glad to have you all here for another morning edition of Brainley's Virtual Tour Live. Ooh, Lord, help me, Father God. We have a lot, and I do mean we have a lot to talk about, so let's do what we do. But before we get started, I just want to address this from the top. I said what I said. If we are going to call out wrong from a man, hey, Colton Hodge James, welcome in. If we're going to call out a man or LGB about what he did to that person, Melody Mack, and Cake Gate, using that heinous content, we also have to call out black women as well, and call out that specific black woman who used Melody Cherie's pain and Mama Van as content. I call out everybody. In the words of Roland Martin, my unk, the family's unk, the culture's unk. Roland Martin, if you do good, I'll talk about you. If you do bad, I'll talk about you. Okay? Let's get that straight. I come for everybody, but also defend everybody too. Right is right, wrong is wrong. With that, let's roll on. Oh, Lord Jesus. I had to get that out because I'm just like, what we're not going to do is we're not going to get on to me about what's right and wrong when we're not even being upset about the person who did wrong. Okay, that's what we're not going to do. So, with that being said, away we go, ladies and gentlemen. So I saw this morning from Variety. Tubi gets new logo, Sonic brand ID as a has given its logo an overhaul and a new coat of paint of vivid paint, and has introduced a poignant. I swear these damn ads. a buoyant Sonic logo akin to Netflix's To Doom as the Fox Core owned streamer prepares to launch into more international markets. The free ad-supported streaming services new brand identity was developed in partnership with London design consultancy Dixon Baxi. The new logo of Sonic brand will begin rolling out across all support platforms, including in the Tubi interface, starting Wednesday, February 28th. That is today. The new Tubi logo features a purple background dubbed Turple, Tubi and Purple, okay, by the company, with the brand name emblazed with a hello yellow, which represents the thrill of discovery. VP of Design Simone Margarino. The Sonic branded, which mixes real and synthetic instruments, features a chorus of eternal voices singing the name Too Bad, Too Bad, um, and was designed to have a bright, playful tone. Watch Tubi's animated logo and hear the Sonic brand ID below. The circle in the T, the circle in the T in the new logo is a visual nod to Tubi's Rabbit Hole, first introduced in 2023 Super Bowl spots on Fox, in which gigantic rabbits kidnapped unsuspecting civilians and threw them into large holes in the ground. The idea being that Tubi viewers were able to lose themselves in a vast chasm um, of entertainment. Here for never knew existed. And Tubi has a new tagline: "See you in there, the rabbit hole." Tubi's updated brand identity comes as the streamer plans to expand in the United Kingdom this summer, followed by other markets in Europe. The company last fall hired David Salmon, former chief tech officer of Endeavor Streaming, as executive vice president and managing director of international to help the expansion. As you scale globally, you need to make sure that there's visual iconography to establish the brand instead of just text, said Nicole Palermo, Tubi's chief marketing officer. The new branding really just brings everything together that we're doing across programming, project, and brand. It creates more cohesion. The goal was to create a design system that works across all touch points. Tubi's growth is strong among young multicultural audiences. We talked about that study of HBCU students who watch Tubi on a regular basis. Um, Polano says the new branding is meant to underscore that the advertising video on demand platform is fun, bold, and engaging. In the United States, Tubi offers a lineup of more than 240,000 movies and TV episodes, which it claims is the single biggest library of premium content on any one video streamer. New Tubi originals include Shattered Glass, a WNBPA story following four WNBA players through an exhilarating journey into the heart of professional women's basketball. A BBC British Broadcasting Corporation coming of age dramedy Borders, a comedy thriller series Dead Hot. Dead Hot. Other titles available on the service for free include Shonda Rhimes' Scandal, The Edge of 17, Batwoman, ATL, and Francis Ha. And so this is what your TV is going to look like with the new logo, your laptop, and your phone. Tubi also boasts higher viewership than rivals like Roku Channel and Pluto TV. In January 2024, Tubi increased its share of total U.S. viewing to 1.5%, up from 1.4 in December 2023, according to Nielsen. That put ahead of Warner Brothers Discovery's Max 1.3%, Roku Channel 1.1%, and Global's Paramount Plus at 0.9%, and Pluto TV at 0.7%. Fox Core CEO Lasheen Murdoch announced the company's fiscal quarter one 2024 earnings touted Tubi's performance for calendar year 2023. He said Tubi boosted total viewing time 62% while growing revenue at 17%. So here is the new Tubi animated logo and Sonic ID. Now I have not seen this yet. This is my first time seeing it with all of you, so we're gonna judge it together. Okay, here we go. Should I get a little quick? One more time, y'all, because I think I get the branding. It's actually clever. Hang on. I like that. Okay. So if you guys remember the rabbit hole, right? And how you went into the rabbit hole for content. So Tubi. So it drags you into Tubi and then drags you out of the rabbit hole to let you know what you're watching. That is really clever. I really, really like that. That is very well done. So here's Tubi right here. So this is how it looks. This is the new Tubi. And the logo is right there as well. So here it is. The new Tubi here. Let me see if there's a press release here about it. I'm assuming if you're doing a whole new look that you would be doing something about it. Let's see. No, let me go back. Sorry, I'm just trying to see something. Nope, that's old. Okay. So here is the press release from Tubi's website. Okay, here we go. So this is the press release here from Tubi themselves. So right here, 63% of Tubi streamers are cord cutters or cord nevers, and 30% are unreachable on other major free advertising video on demands, according to November 2023 MRI Simmons Core Evolution Study. According to MRI, Tubi's growth has continued to gain momentum among young, diverse, and female viewers, with 60% growth in the 18 to 34 demographic, 55% growth in the multicultural demos, including Latin, African American, and LGBT audiences, and 63% growth in female audiences year over year. So this is the new logo and the Sonic ID. So basically, anytime that you see a new Tubi show or Tubi original, you will hear this sound. So that's the sound that you will hear there. I really like it. I think it's a good look. Not to mention, too, Tubi is a younger brand as well. You know what I mean? So, but yes, indeed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, everybody. Glad to have y'all here. Just chilling. Let me do this real quick. Okay. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Y'all, when we get to 90 Day Fiance, y'all gonna be like, what, Braylon? Trust me. Okay, hang on, let me do this. Select all, copy, Actually, let me see something real quick. Where's documents? I love being able to use technology, don't you? All right, wait. Okay. New document. Okay. Awesome sauce. Okay. Save that's there. Okay. All right. I got that story up for you guys next. All right. So we're going from Tubi, hashtag Tubi, to Wendy Williams. Now, for those of you who watched the documentary, or those of you who watched it through content creators, the reviews, there's a friend named Regina Shell, and she had some things to say in the documentary about Wendy's condition and the situation and everything in between. Well, Regina Shell talked to Chris Cuomo from News Nation, which is News Nation, which is owned by Nexstar Media Group. So, with that being said, here we go. This is Chris Cuomo. Here we go, everybody.
We have an exclusive on Wendy Williams and the new documentary that just came out about her life. I can't really recommend it to you. It's certainly not the way Wendy would want to be depicted, I'm sure. Everyone knew when she stepped down after a decade of doing her talk show, the Wendy Williams show, that something wasn't right. We weren't sure what it was. I saw it firsthand. Recently, we found out that Williams has been suffering from aphasia, which is something that goes along with what's called frontotemporal dementia. Same thing as Bruce Willis, same thing as so many of us deal with in our families. This past weekend, this docuseries came out about Wendy Williams. Lifetime it was on. And, you know, it's a bad look for her. Even producers who worked on the documentary, Where is Wendy, are now saying if they had known she had dementia when they were filming, they would have never made the documentary. Here's a clip.
I happen to notice one of your specialty items. Did you drink this whole thing today?
Yes. No.
But, okay, let's just have a quick conversation about this. Don't you feel like maybe this is a bit excessive? I don't know if you need this right now. We have a lot, because we have a lot of business things going on. I never said you was drunk, but I just don't know if this is a good idea.
You.
So you think you're perfectly fine having as many drinks as you want?
Perfectly.
Okay. But I'm just gonna put it downstairs to keep it cool.
Keep it there.
Okay.
Keep it there.
There's no question that the way Wendy was abusing herself could have only made her health conditions that we're now aware of.
Hey, Nikki News, welcome in.
And nobody knows that better than her closest friend, okay? Regina Shell. She was in the film, although she didn't know that it was going to come out this way. And she joins us now. I'm sorry to meet you under these circumstances, but I know it's really important for you to speak up for your friend. Let's talk about what matters most to you. I just got a piece of information that the woman who is currently the appointed guardian has been accused of a scheme to rob a different client. There's a $30 million suit against her. You have said you have
Mims did cover that. Mims did cover that
about what is going on with this guardianship.
But I didn't know it was against another client.
When I was in New York and staying with Wendy in the summer, I noticed when she would call, she had no access to her money. So every time she had to do anything that she had to pay for, she had to go through the guardian. And she would call to order her breakfast at 7:30 in the morning with the guardian, and she would take the order, and the order wouldn't show up until sometimes noon. And so Wendy wouldn't have any food. And when I went back to LA, I would have to send her food from Los Angeles to New York through delivery service, because she wasn't the communication wasn't there, and she had no other access to money.
These details for sure.
And so that's what was concerning to me, because she was telling me she didn't have food. And her publicist also, who lives out in LA, both of us were going back and forth sending food to Wendy because she wasn't having access to food.
You know, I was reading in here, Regina, where you were like,
certainly,
where you were worried that one of the impacts of this documentary, or whatever you want to call it,
Agreed.
is going to be that Wendy won't work again. But do you believe that she'll ever be
I
in
think
control of her? Go ahead, please.
I think that the depiction of this, what I thought was going to be a comeback kid story, seems to be like a demise of Wendy's story. And I haven't heard an official diagnosis from a doctor. You know, I've heard from this team that we don't know who the team is, and from Kevin and her nephew Travis,
Kevin
but
Jr.
no doctor
Her
has
son.
actually confirmed these diagnoses. So, I mean, maybe I'm in denial because I'm so close to the issue, and I have, in reflection, I see the behaviors that could potentially be such a diagnosis, but I don't want to believe that she is, at this point, unproducible. That's not my opinion.
I'll tell you, when I was with her a few summers ago, I guess now, she was impressively a mess. I felt very badly for her. I talked to her about it directly, and as you might imagine, she had absolutely no appetite for the discussion. But she was putting down a lot of substances. And she then wound up going on break to get herself together. Do you believe that Wendy had figured out how to deal with her behaviors before this diagnosis?
Yes, I think that Wendy has always, I've known Wendy since we were 13 years old. Wendy's always been doing what she wants, when she wants, how she wants, and she's very clever. So she could potentially have been getting away, quote unquote, with a diagnosis potentially like this for a long time because she's quite smart, and yeah, she could.
Well, I know you're concerned about her. I know that this is so screwed up because it's hard for you to even get access when you want and to see the person who's so close to you in your life. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.
Sorry, I'm trying to get back to y'all. There we go. Thank you, Chris Cuomo. And thank you, Regina Shell. Now, I do want to say this. Everything's in the eye of the beholder. And just like I said at the top of the show, and since Nikki News and Lady B are here, for those of you who saw me in Queen Sheba's chat, for those of you who were in Queen Sheba's live last night, you saw me in the live chat. I did say what I said, and I meant what I said. Because we're going to call out LGB for using Melody Mack's information as content and using her pain as content, then I will also call out a black woman who used Melody Cherie's pain and Mama Van as content for her channel. So I said what the fuck I said. The problem with y'all is y'all don't want to go there, be real, and say what needs to be said. And what you are silent on, you will allow it. Let me pull up that MLK quote. Because I really mean this. And I think that this quote is so true. I really, really do. Right here from the Martin Luther King Jr. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent on the things that matter. So I said exactly what needed to be said last night. Nikki News, I called that content creator a see you next Tuesday. Just like I called LGB a Mitch. Because right is right and wrong is wrong. If LGB could get called out for what he did with Cake Gate to Melody Mack, that content creator can be called out for what she did by using Black women's pain. And I apologized to Queen Sheba because that is her platform. But also, too, Queen Sheba knows how I roll. And when Queen Sheba got called an itch by LGB, I also called him out. So I call out every damn body. I call out every damn body. And that's the problem. That's the problem. Y'all are big, not y'all, but y'all are big mad that you finally got somebody who will say what needs to be said. Don't worry about the person who is calling that person. They see you next Tuesday. Call out the see you next Tuesday who use Black women for pain as content. Call that out. If you're more upset about me calling that out, then that says more about you than me. Like MLK said, our lives begin to end the day we become silent on the things that matter. MLK said it. I'm not making my life. My life is not going to end because I'm being silent on things that matter. I'm not doing that. So I just want to say that because I'm very real, upfront, and soulful with y'all. But also, too, Regina Shell was also defending her friend, Wendy Williams. So I just want to say that. So anyway, there is more here. This comes to us from dailymail.com here. And so right here, Regina Shell, this comes to us from Daily Mail, like I said. Regina Shell, who has known Wendy since she was only 13 years old, has spoken out against The Guardian. Now, I knew about the $30 million lawsuit because Mims covered it. I didn't listen to it all the way through, but I did not know it was against another client. So this Guardian has also done somebody else wrong as well. Okay. It says here, when I was in New York and staying with Wendy in the summer, she had no access to her money. Every time she had to do anything that she had to pay for, she had to go through the Guardian. She would call to order her breakfast at 7:30 in the morning with the Guardian, and she would take the order, but the order wouldn't show up until sometimes noon, so Wendy wouldn't have any food. So Regina said that when she returned home to Los Angeles, she began sending her delivery service because she was nervous that Wendy wasn't getting enough to eat. So her, Regina, Shell, and Sean would coordinate Uber Eats or DoorDash for Wendy. So yeah, Regina questioned the diagnosis, telling Chris, I haven't heard an official diagnosis from a doctor. I've heard from her team, and we don't even know who the team is, and from her son, Kevin Jr., and nephew, Travis, but no doctor has confirmed these diagnoses. Maybe the reason why the doctor is not going to confirm it is probably because of HIPAA rules that you can't release private information. You know what I mean? So, but there is more here. And I wanted to bring up this because, I saw the Breakfast Club take on the Wendy Williams documentary. And I'm going to say this as respectfully as I can to DJ Envy, Charmaine the God, and Just Hilarious. Y'all are fucking stupid. I'ma just say it. Because it's like, I don't think y'all really watched the documentary. I really don't. You guys probably were fed clips by your producers. Nothing wrong with that. That is how it works in radio. But they were saying that, it seems like the family is not responsible. That's why they had Guardian. You dumb ucks. Y'all even said when she was in Miami that she was thicker, she was healthier, she was eating vegan. Like, are y'all really a damn radio show? Good damn. Jesus Christ. I just, and Charlemagne, you know Wendy the most. Because the Briscoe said, I don't get why they released the documentary. Because people have been talking about Wendy Williams for the longest time, saying this, that, and the third. So Wendy wanted to tell her story. She wanted to own her voice. She wanted to have a space to release. Charlemagne, DJ Envy, I could give two damns about. He hooked up with somebody that had a real estate scam. Just hilarious. Child. It was you were hired on, then you were fired. You were hired on, then you were fired, right? So it was back and forth with you. And then, you talking about Country Wayne, and Country Wayne still loves you and everything. But I don't even got nothing for Just Hilarious because, listen, Just Hilarious has been out here doing the work and she deserves that gig, okay? So nothing but love to her. But Charlamagne, I'm the most pissed off at you, bro. You worked with Wendy. You can have your opinion, but you can also say, hey, listen, that was my co-host. That was my associate. And damn it, she's a friend of mine. And I can't stand to see her like this. Like, at least that's Charlamagne. Damn, man. Y'all didn't watch that damn documentary. Y'all got fed clips by y'all producers. And I know it was just that, okay, can you play clip 2? Can you play clip 3? Y'all have to be prompted to have a conversation on radio. I do research. I sit with myself and I reflect. If you gotta be prompted by play clip 2, play clip 3, play clip 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, hashtag 9 and 10. Y'all did watch the documentary. And Charlamagne should have led the conversation because he knows Wendy the most. What the hell is wrong with y'all at the Breakfast Club? I respect y'all legacy, but y'all were stupid for that conversation. Absolutely damn stupid. And I said what the hell I said. Now, to give context, shout out to this person here, Mimi Michael, 2791, because, Charlamagne said that I don't even watch Lifetime. I don't even know why it aired on Lifetime. If you would have done your research, Charlamagne, you would have known that, I said, welcome in. If you would have done your research, Charlamagne, you would have understood that she has a deal with Lifetime. She said that she has an office over there with Lifetime. That's how Wendy Williams, the movie and the documentary Wendy Williams, What a Mess. That's how it came out on Lifetime, Charlamagne. And you say you know Wendy? And you didn't know that? They better be so lucky I didn't call in, because I would have been like, okay, all y'all are stupid, and I'm gonna explain why. Oh, I would have flamed their asses up on live radio. They would have had to hang the phone up on me. I would have said to Charlamagne, you know what, Charlamagne, go ahead and give a black man a donkey of the day for intelligence, for concern, and care about your friend that you say that you care about, that you worked with, that you know her history, bruh. Now, probably what would have happened was DJ Envy would be like, whoa, bro. We just having a conversation. No, y'all have microphones and y'all have a bigger responsibility than me. I'm just a caller. Y'all are commentators in the culture. So y'all should be up to date on this. I'm not even mad at you because you just got in, okay? So you still new to this game. But Charlamagne, this is on you. I would have said that ish live on their radio show. I would not have given no dams, ucks, or ish about it. Anyway, to this comment here, Mimi Michael, 2791, Wendy had a 3-picture deal with Lifetime and owed them one more picture. Therefore, Wendy decided to do the documentary and called her friends and convinced them to participate. The documentary started out being Wendy's comeback story, leading her to start a podcast. Initially, her son and sister did not want to participate because they didn't think Wendy should be doing a podcast. After Lifetime realized that Wendy was sicker than they thought and stopped filming in April of 2023, it was Only after Lifetime stopped filming did the Guardian agree that Wendy should go to a wellness facility. Apparently, she's been there since May of 2023. However, her family is not allowed to contact her, but Wendy can call them. All the footage was filmed after the courts appointed a guardian for Wendy, who was not a family member. However, you'll never see the appointed guardian checking on Wendy, and Wendy is in the house by herself and not going to the doctors or eating well. However, when Wendy lived with her son for almost a year, she was not drinking, went to the doctor regularly, ate well, exercised, and visit her other family members. Wendy's guardianship is up for review by the courts this year. Therefore, Wendy and her family decided to use the footage as evidence to have the court appointed guardian removed. This is why Wendy's son ended up participating in the documentary. A commenter knows more than the three of you fucks combined. Are you serious? Right here, and this is exactly what her niece said on The View was Wendy's idea. Wish the Breakfast Club had the care to actually do the research and present the accurate info. I like all three, but the shows really start getting on my nerves. They're so surface level. Absolutely, they're surface level. Abso-damn-lutely. Excellent synopsis, summed up perfectly. At least someone got it right. Thank you. A lot of people are commenting without getting the facts or at least watching the show. Right here. Thank you. Maybe Charmaine the Guy Jess and Envy will read your comment because they only watch snippets of the documentary they're out and they're playing in our faces. They're playing and are playing it out in our faces, pretending to have watched all 4 episodes. Exactly. Ciao. Like I said, I respect what Charmaine the God, Just Hilarious, and DJ Envy do, because the Breakfast Club is a legendary radio show. But those 3 fucks were stupid for that conversation. Y'all should not have even had it. And you know what? I'm not going to blame the producers on this one, because even though I say you have to be prompted to have the conversation, I'm not even going to blame your producers, because that's what producers are supposed to do. They're supposed to help format the show so that way y'all can have content to talk about. But y'all, this is y'all's career. Y'all supposed to give a damn. Y'all supposed to do the research. Y'all, you know what? I can't even get mad at Stephen A. Smith. Because you know what? Stephen A. Smith may hang himself, but at least he does enough research to be able to hang himself. He can stand 10 toes down because he does the work. Child, please. All right, child. So here's the next clip of the producers of the documentary. They talked with Kira Phillips from ABC News Live. Okay. Here we go, y'all. This is an 8-minute clip, so it's going to be a little bit lengthy. So,
2-part docuseries, Where is Wendy Williams, has become quite a battle among family and their focus on her well-being, and those that are worried that more has been focused on lining their own pockets and exploiting Williams in the process here. The documentary delving into the fragile struggles of the former talk show host and showing her financial problems, family drama, even heart-wrenching moments of her struggle with alcohol.
You know how many people come out to support you? You know how many people love you? No, I don't.
Everything is going to be good.
I know.
Now, Williams' team is revealing last week that she was diagnosed with aphasia and dementia, and her son, an only child, is saying that her condition is alcohol-induced. But there's doctors that beg to differ.
There is no evidence to directly link alcohol and frontotemporal dementia. So about 40% of frontotemporal dementia cases are genetic, and the other 60% of the time, we're not really sure why it happens.
Now, the executive producers of the doc, Mark Ford and Erica Hansen, say if they had known Wendy Williams had dementia, they wouldn't have rolled the camera. Mark and Erica join me now. Appreciate you both being here. As you know, this has been quite the headline maker. And so, Mark, I just want to start with you. Let's clarify exactly, when did Wendy Williams agree to do this docuseries? And when did you find out that she had dementia?
Well, Wendy agreed to do the docuseries way back in August of 2022 was our first kind of conversations arising. And as you can imagine, there was legal discussions with all of her lawyers, her guardian, her management, her publicist, and everyone signed off on the documentary before we began down this road with her. We didn't find out about her dementia diagnosis until well towards the end of filming, when her son and her family revealed to us that they had their own private diagnosis, and that's what they shared in the film. So, of course, the entire way we were raising questions and asking questions, what's really going on here, because we could see that her behavior was becoming more erratic and more concerning, frankly.
So let me ask you, why didn't you just scrap the project when you found out what was really going on here?
There were many conversations all along the way about whether we should continue filming or not. But I think once we got to the family and started understanding their point of view and their story here, it was really important to shine a light on the truth of what Wendy's situation was. The entire time we were filming this documentary, she was under the care of a legal guardian. The courts took that care away from her family and placed her into the care of a legal guardian. And you can see in the documentary, how Wendy was, and people can make judgments about whether she was receiving the right level of care or not. But it became important that this family's story was allowed to have a platform, because there are many thousands of families across America who are dealing with this guardianship system and don't have the platform that Wendy has.
Sure, but her legal guardian did sue Lifetime, trying to stop this from airing.
And the courts threw that out and decided that the constitutional rights of Wendy and her family were more important than their temporary restraining order or their attempt to stop it.
So Erica, a TV critic for Variety, says the docuseries is invasive at best, predatory at worst. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, the documentary is it is a difficult film to watch at times, and it tackles a very sensitive subject. But I think we all felt strongly that we wanted to shed light on what was truly happening to Wendy under the care of this guardianship. She was very isolated in her apartment, obviously struggling with serious addiction issues. And we were very concerned, and we began to wonder what would have happened if we weren't there. And so I can understand why people can be uncomfortable watching part of the film. It was difficult to film as well. And we tried to be very responsible in what we showed, but to reveal the truth.
So, Erica, as an EP, how involved was Wendy Williams? And was she involved to the very end, including being there to see the final cut?
Wendy was involved. I filmed with her every day, and we talked about everything that we were going to do, and she had opinions about it. Some days were great, and she was very lucid. Other days, as you can see, she was struggling, but she was very involved. And we don't know if she watched the documentary. I know her family. I watched the documentary with her family, and they were very supportive. And, we really wanted to share what it's been like for them to be separated, from their loved one and not being able to communicate, not being able to call. She can call them, they can't call her. And so it was very important to get the family involved and engaged in this story and be a part of it.
So Wendy did not have a final say on what did air.
No, we had no access to Wendy. You see in the documentary that we finished filming with her in April of 2023, and we haven't been able to communicate with Wendy since then.
So the fact that she was
her management did view the documentary. They did.
I guess what the struggle, I think, for a lot of folks is, if she indeed was the EP, this is about her life, about her struggles. that she should have been somehow involved in this process to sign off on it.
Well, she's the subject of the documentary and was very involved.
I
as
agree.
Erica said, all throughout.
I agree,
it.
just
And,
me sure
you know,
369, and that is allegedly in her opinion,
always
but
said,
I get
you know,
why
from the
she's
very
saying
beginning that
because
you
it
know,
looked that way in the documentary, it really did.
I'm an open book, you know, tell the truth. Let's just tell this story of my life now. And the documentary started off as one thing, but it ended up telling the truth that was a little bit darker and a little bit scarier and a little bit more nuanced, you know, than what we intended going into it. So we hope people watch it and, you know, make their own judgments about it. But what we can say is that we were committed to capturing the truth of what was going on in Wendy Williams' life in this period of time that we had access to her while she was under the supposed care of a legal guardian. So I think that's the important takeaway here is that any family member, you know, like Wendy said, if it can happen to me, it can happen to you. So
Right.
we all need to kind of look at these issues and examine, you know, whether the guardianships that are now, you know, kind of dividing families across America should be reformed in some way.
Well, there are a lot of discussions to have, and clearly we'd love to follow up and just see the type of response that you do get as time moves on and how exactly this plays out for her, for the family, and even more so the struggles that she's been dealing with and still dealing with. If anything, there needs to be a much bigger discussion about aphasia, dementia, and who cares for us, you know, in these difficult times where we can't make decisions clearly. Executive producers of the docuseries, Mark Ford, Erica Hansen, appreciate you both coming on, having the discussion.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.
So I'm going to say this right now. Donkey of the day going to Charlamagne the God. Donkey of the day going to Charlamagne the God. Donkey of the day going to Charlamagne the God. And I'm going to tell you why. Because one comment that I forgot to say in the commentary of the Breakfast Club is that I can't believe her son was an executive producer on the documentary. And just hilarious too, also Donkey of the day, for saying that he's a little boy. Quite frankly, Charlamagne the God, why wouldn't her son be an executive producer on her documentary? And he was the one taking her to all of her appointments and stuff. You weren't doing shit, bruh. And just hilarious, little boy. Okay, like, listen. And you did say that I can't imagine what he's going through. But that was emasculating Kevin Jr. And you did that on purpose. You did. You absolutely did. I got time today. I got time today. And then DJ Envy, you know what? The Breakfast Club gets Donkey of the day. Because DJ Envy said, well, you know, I don't know if the family is really there for her or not. Because if the family's not there for her, she should have a guard. Oh, y'all got Donkey of the day. But Charlamagne, I'm going on you because I don't get how you can say, why is her son an executive producer on the documentary? God forbid something happens to you and your kid wants to step up and make sure that your voice is heard. Are you serious? Donkey of the day going to the Breakfast Club. There you go. Just I can't. I just can't do it. I'm sorry, y'all. Like I'm about right is right and wrong is wrong. Okay, so it is what it is. But Donkey of the day going to the Breakfast Club. So there was some more people that had some things to say. Steve Wilkos, for those of you who don't know who Steve Wilkos is, he is a talk show host. He was the bodyguard and head of security for the Jerry Springer show. Rest in peace to Jerry Springer. So here we go with this.
So yesterday I'm flipping channels and I stumble across the Lifetime show about Where is Wendy Williams? And first of all, let me say I'm a huge Wendy Williams fan. I love Wendy Williams. I was on her show numerous times. Wendy treated me great. our shows basically started at the same time. I was a big fan of her show, so I'm all in Wendy Williams' corner. When I watched last night on that show, disturbs me because I doesn't think it does any good for Wendy. Doesn't make her look good. She's obviously has big time struggles, medical conditions, and addiction. And what they're showing is somebody is not protecting her. It doesn't put her in a good light. I don't see how this serves any purpose at all. She should, her manager talking about, is she ready to do a podcast? She's ready. She's been doing this for 20 years. She's no position to do anything. Interviewing, she should not be interviewing anybody. So before you start talking about putting her back out in the public, you should be getting her help, making sure she recovers fully, and that she's able to do it. Because I got to tell you, I was disturbed and I'm saddened by, I feel people using her. They're not protecting her. And I hope that somebody close to Wendy says, hey, we shouldn't be doing this. We got to get her help and put an end to this nonsense. So we're all praying for you, Wendy.
Very well said by Steve Wilkos, and he was on Pix 11. He was on Pix 11 News.
Focused 100% on trading on the 10X platform. So
811, everybody, and talk show queen Wendy Williams went from talking about hot topics to becoming the hot topic herself following this weekend's Lifetime docuseries, which painted a disturbing picture of the former host.
That part, I agree. The talk show was over with. I agree, Just Be Sure 369. The talk show was over with.
Celebrity friends are fighting to protect her legacy.
It's one of the saddest things I ever seen. That Wendy Williams that everybody loves, her TV show was #1 for like 14 years in a row.
Yep.
It's in there somewhere, right? But what's sad is how somebody could make you look like you're unfit or you don't have the mentality, almost like Britney Spears, where they take your empire.
So Fat Joe filled in as a guest host while Wendy was undergoing treatment in 2021. This morning, we're joined by another guest host who frequented the Wendy Williams show, Steve Wilkos, who also has a lot to say about what he saw over the weekend. So Steve, good to see you. Thanks for taking the time this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So Steve, you're not only a fan, but a friend of Wendy Williams, right? When we saw the documentary, it is disturbing to say the least, and some of the things that were put into the documentary. When was the last time you actually spoke to Wendy herself? And do you have any indication that things were as bad as they were portrayed in the documentary?
Well, first of all, I had a lot of contact with Wendy over the years. We're about the same age. She invited me to her birthday party and things like that. So we had a nice personal relationship off camera too. And the last time I was on her show, I was a guest and we were sitting on the couch, and I remember her talking to me, and she wasn't the typical Wendy Williams. She was missing a beat. She seemed a little forgetful, and this is probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and I thought something was off then. And now to watch this documentary, whoever greenlit this thing, really, I don't know for what reason, because I think about the time when I was at my lowest and struggling with things, and I can't imagine a camera crew following me around, filming me at my lowest depths of my life, and that's what we're doing with Wendy. It doesn't put her in a good light. She's obviously got some mental issues going on, some medical problems, some addiction problems, and to show her interacting with people while she's undergoing these things, which is not the typical Wendy, not the Wendy that most of us all know and love. I just think that's a terrible disservice to Wendy.
Yeah, I mean, they showed video when you knew that she didn't think that they were going to air some of that stuff. So do you feel like the producers basically exploited her?
Of course. I mean, they're filming her sleeping. I mean, what is looking like she's passed out or whatever. Listen, Wendy's she is a big star, and she obviously has people that drivers and assistants and all these people. Well, I think it's, in my opinion, in their benefit that she does things like this, because I got to imagine not working for a few years, having all these people around, that's a huge financial strain. So there's people that probably have motivation for her to do things like this. But, you know, when that's not the Wendy you see on the show. And, you know, I hear people saying, oh, it's karma because of what she did on her show. It's a job, man, just like entertainment.
Yeah.
And, you know, people criticize me the way sometimes I yell at my guests or whatever. I'm like, it's a show and it's entertainment. And when I go home, that's not who I am. And, you know, a large part of Wendy is if you ever talk to her away from her show, even on the show, she's a lovely person. Yeah, she criticizes and whatever, but she's not being mean or trying to be hurtful. And this is very mean and hurtful to her. Just to see, and then to show all her medical problems, like they're showing her feet and everything. And I say, what is the purpose of that?
Right. Yeah, the feet, her wigs that she loved so much, right? She talked about those wigs on her show oftentimes. You know, she's under the care, Steve, of this legal guardian, right? And her family wants to regain control. What you say she needs to be protected. So what do you think she would want in this situation?
Well, I think Wendy would like to be in control herself, but obviously I do think that there should be some in control. Now, I don't know what's going on. Obviously, this did go before a judge, and he ruled that he thought that somebody who I think in her family was, you know, taking money out of her account, the Wells Fargo's put a stop to it. So I think there's a lot of things in there that we don't know, and that was the decision made to give her a legal guardian. But I think that if Wendy could, you know, not drink for a while, and you know, obviously at the end of the show it says she's been in a facility, I would hope that she gets back to a point where she can take control of her own life again. But I certainly would think that, you know, her sister would at the very least be qualified to be her guardian, or her brother. You know, when just watching the show, they seem like really nice people that really love their sister. So I mean, I would hope that one of those two would be able to be her legal guardian.
Yeah, if you had a chance to talk to her right now, what would you say?
Oh, I would love to talk to Wendy right now. I reached out, you know, about a year ago because I haven't heard from her. And you know, you just can't get a hold of her, which, I mean, I think if you're going to do this documentary, let people talk to her, but maybe they don't. I really don't. But I would just tell Wendy, you know, I struggled with alcohol for a time being, and I haven't had a drink in over 6 years. And I would probably just share with her my experiences and how much I care for her, and how that there is light on the other side once you get through that. Yeah, I would basically just tell her about, you know, I went through rough patches in my life, and I'm just glad there wasn't a camera following me around, but I would like to talk to her about those.
Steve, I appreciate you taking the time out of taping your show to talk to us this morning. We're all praying for Wendy, so appreciate your expertise here.
Thank you.
All right. And
recordings. And shout out to Steve Wokos. Really, really good brother at the game, and glad that he's still here. And, you know, whether you sit high and look low, or you're sitting low looking high, we all are going through something. Let me reflect the comments a little bit, because I think he said that, you know, Travis or the son or Wanda could be guardians here. I said what I said that they're full of ish. They could tell that woman wasn't well. I agree. I think that production team, that staff and crew, definitely knew more than we did. But I think they also, and let me say this. Just because content is not produced by us doesn't mean that other people don't care about us. So I can only imagine being the executive producers and trying to decide if this should be out. And I think, as difficult, as strenuous, and as mentally exhausting as it was, they went to the family at least and asked the family, is it okay to put out this documentary? The family just wanted their voice to be heard. So I do give the executive producers at least some love, grace, and space, but I also understand what you're saying. I said what I said. Okay, so they're letting people who don't know her spend her money, instead of her family, make it make sense. I agree. Just be Shirley 369 says, I feel her team is poisoning her, not just alcohol, so they can keep her looking and sounding bad. She looked good when she was with her son. I totally agree with that. The team seemed very not cognizantly aware of anything at this point. They were probably born that way, just saying. allegedly, in my opinion, for intake purposes only. I'm praying that her son can petition the court to care for his mother. He's an adult and he could hire assistants. After that bombshell of what Mims said of the $30 million lawsuit and what Chris said that it was against another client, not just Wendy, I think he will win that for sure. I said what I said. They probably took over $100,000 that she probably spends weekly. In my opinion, Wells Fargo, the judge, and the Guardian, and her team were all in on this, just stealing her money. There was no reason for her to be in New York where she had no one. Absolutely, the talk show was over. And by the way, the judge was a white judge. Like I said, not all white people are bad, y'all, but connect, the words of Mims, connect the dots. Just another thing that had me upset was the whole Kevin Jr. spending money on Uber Eats. Last I knew, rich children usually don't have limits on spending. Is because he's black, he's also vegan, and that ain't cheap. No, it's not. And honestly, what I said, just me, Shirley 369, was that he's in school, right? And imagine him being the age he is, and your mom is going through all that. People are asking you, how's your mom doing? You're trying to figure out who you are as a black man. You're trying not to be pow-powed by police just because you look scary to them, and you're also trying not to be a stereotype of this, that, and the third. And I'm thinking that maybe he was depressed, that maybe he didn't want to get up and move or see anybody. So that's my logic on it. I could be wrong on it, but I also do understand what you're saying. So you guys remember how I told you guys that there was no producers that spoke on the documentary for Where is Wendy Williams? Well, one of them did speak after the fact. So this comes to us from rollingout.com, and we're almost done with Wendy Williams, y'all. But you guys know how we do here. When we're on tour, we are on tour, and we go anywhere and everywhere. Because I believe that if we're going to talk about a person, we should talk about the totality of a person, not just moments in time. Nikki News says, just me, Shirley 369. That part, Uber Eats is expensive. You can buy more than just feeling the app he made about other products. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And like I said, he may not want to do anything. So toilet paper, laundry soap. So you're absolutely right, Nikki News, a very astute and observant and beautifully said point, as you always do. Rollingout.com, everybody. Wendy Williams show producers sad about star's diagnosis. Suzanne Bass was hoping the talk show maven could make a comeback. Wendy Williams show producer Suzanne Bass had lost every glimmer of hope that the show would return after Williams' care team announced this week that she had been diagnosed with progressive aphasia and fronto temporal dementia. Her former producer Suzanne Bass admitted that she doesn't see any way for Wendy to come back. So Suzanne Bass no longer works for Deborah Mercury. She was a holdover from the Wendy Williams show for the Sherri Shepherd show, but then season 2, Sherri Shepherd fired I think most of the Wendy Williams staff. I think Norman still works there and a couple of others still work there, but Suzanne Bass does not work there anymore. Her former producer Bass admitted that she doesn't see any way for Wendy to make a comeback. Suzanne says, and I quote, since Wendy's been off the air, there's been a huge void in both daytime TV and pop culture. I think there's always been a glimmer of hope for a comeback for her, but since this diagnosis, that seems impossible. It makes me very sad, she told People, magazinepeople.com. I do know that it takes time to diagnose conditions. Like, I'm saddened by it all because people are constantly saying, wouldn't it be great if Wendy makes a comeback? I'm more sad about her health, not that she can't make a comeback. To have this sort of diagnosis, there's some finality to it, she added. And Bass says that looking back, there were signs that all was not well with Wendy at 59. You can go back and see the show. There were really long periods of quietness where she was not speaking, and you're thinking what's happening. There were early signs of something was wrong, where you were grasping for words, having a hard time collecting your thoughts and remembering things. Maybe that's what was happening back then, she said. The last few times I spoke with Wendy, I remember thinking that she reminded me of my mom. My mom has Alzheimer's. Dementia is a form of it in her case. I just remember calling my brother saying, "Oh my God, I just talked to Wendy. She reminds me of my mom." She added, when announcing her aphasia and dementia diagnosis recently, when Williams' team said that the issues have already presented significant hurdles in Wendy's life. In 2023, after undergoing a battery of medical tests, Wendy was officially diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontal temporal dementia. Aphasia, a condition affecting language and communication abilities, and frontotemporal dementia, a progressive disorder impacting cognitive functions, have already presented significant hurdles in Wendy's life. The care team said in a statement, Wendy would not have received confirmation of these diagnoses were not for the diligence of her current care team, who she chose, and the extraordinary work of the specialists at Cornell Medicine. Receiving a diagnosis has enabled Wendy to receive medical care she requires. So, y'all know we show our sources. So, it did say here from People Magazine, and exclusive from Suzanne Bass here. So, this is Suzanne Bass here off of her Instagram, and this is an Instagram post. Let me pull up this post to see when the date was. So this was from June 17th, 2022. So 88 weeks ago, but I will read it here for you all. So many feelings, not sure where to begin. So I suppose I can start from the beginning. I'm sure many of you can relate. Wow, that's why I thought when I was holding my newborn, Jack, when I first watched the show of the sneak peek, I was in awe. The height, the hair, the heels, the hilariousness. I loved it all. I remember buying a hot pink purse to match the set when I got hired for season 1. It wasn't until season 2 that I was standing within 10 feet of her throughout the show. You try standing that close to someone for so many years and not catching feelings. It wasn't until several seasons in that I was watching the after show and Wendy was showing off a painting that I've given her. We had gone to painting class together, and she was shocked by how good my painting of a tubalistic turned out that I gave to her. While she was showing off, she said Suzanne gave it to me because she really loves me. And then I realized then that, yes, Wendy, I do love you. She would often tell Brendan that she and I have been in high school together. She told Brendan and I that had we been in high school together, that we would have been friends. And for a long time, we were good friends, great friends, actually. Her ability to be funny off the cuff was what really got to me. You make me laugh, I'm all yours. These past 13 years have been full of highs and lows. I wouldn't change it for the world. I got to work with my husband. Some of those early morning commutes were rough together. I made lifelong friends I can't live without. I struggled with my emotions over this for some time. From deep sadness to relief, saying goodbye is never easy, is it? I wish nothing but the best for my Wendy, from her, Suzanne. And you see the comments here. One day ago, I loved watching every day. I love the banter that she would have you and her hubby. Wendy is one of a kind. No place where I cannot watch Sherry, or I can't watch Sherry, not because I don't care for her. She's not Wendy. I lived in Virginia for 15 years, but when I watched her, I felt like I was back in Jersey. I am heartbroken about her diagnosis. God bless her. She will be missed by me and millions of others. 3 likes there. Why did you refuse to show your love for her and be a part of this documentary? Wish you both had left the Sherry show as well. Love you and Brendan. So as you see, the comment section here is very, very strong. And this is Suzanne Bass's Instagram here. So now she is a travel advisor. And so you see here, okay, Suzanne, listen, her, Brendan, out and about on the prowl together. Okay, then. And then here is 4 weeks ago, flashback, thinking about my girl. So, and here's the thing, right? I feel truly that as much as I would have wanted to see a producer from the Wendy Williams show on this documentary, I feel that it was Wendy's voice that should have been heard. I know that that show is a huge part of her, but at this point, it's about her health and her life. And, you know, I feel like if Suzanne or Norman or Marco wanted to come on, I feel like they would have came on. Maybe they might not have been in the emotional state to be on the documentary. I want to explain this to y'all because being on TV is very mentally exhausting. So imagine you get a call. First of all, imagine you working for Wendy for 14 years, 13 years. And then this documentary comes out. And before the documentary coming out, they're taping and you get called. And you've been seeing all the reports and everything else. And you're just like, I don't want to go on and lose myself in telling my story about Wendy because I don't want to add to the pain. It's just a perspective, but I'm just giving y'all a little layered nuance of what this could be, okay? All right, y'all, more Virtual Tour Live coming at you live right from this space right here and right now. It's to Suzanne and Norman and Marco and to all the producers of the Wendy Williams Show. Much love, prayers, and support to all of you because, you know, in media, you spend more time with your production team, staff, and crew than you do your own family. So they are extended family. And they deserve love, grace, and space too. All right. So, if you guys don't know, Don Lemon reportedly got paid $24.5 million in separation from CNN. This comes to us from people.com. The network reportedly agreed to back pay the former CNN anchor following his April 2023 ousting. Don Lemon and CNN have reportedly reached an agreement since his ousting last year. That the former CNN anchor and the news network have reached a separation deal that would pay Lemon approximately $24.5 million. The total is reportedly the amount of money that Lemon 57 was set to receive if his final contract ended in 3.5 years. Representatives for Lemon had no comment when reached by People on Monday. While we never comment on specifics of any employee contract, the story is incorrect. A CNN representative tells People on Tuesday. After 17 years with CNN, the longtime anchor announced his firing from the network in a Twitter post in April 2023. No one calls it that. That's a letter of the alphabet that you see on Sesame Street. I was informed this morning by my agent that I've been terminated by CNN. I am stunned, Lemon wrote. Shortly after Lemon's post, CNN public relations team released a counter statement accusing Lemon of misrepresenting what occurred. Don Lemon's statement about this morning's events is inaccurate. CNN Communications tweeted he was offered the opportunity to meet with management, but instead released a statement on Twitter. The journalist separation from the network followed his CNN exit. The journalist separation from the network followed his exit from CNN this morning. For those of you who don't know CNN this morning, it was a retooling of the morning show block on CNN. It was CNN New Day with Jeff Zucker, and then Chris Litt, who worked on Morning Joe as an executive producer, then who went to CBS News to create CBS This Morning. It was originally with Erica Hill. It was Erica Hill, Gayle King, and Charlie Rose. Then it was Charlie Rose, Gayle King, Norah O'Donnell. Then it was so it was them three, and then it was Gayle King, John Dickerson, Norah O'Donnell. Then they added Bianca Golodriga, who used to work at ABC, and she transferred over there. And then when Nate Burleson guest hosted, then that's how Nate Burleson came in. And then it was Tony DeCopel that also joined the show. And then oh my God, what is that brother's name? The Anthony Mason, who was also an anchor on CBS This Morning. So a lot of people have been in that seat. But I say all that about Chris Litt because that's what he created. He created CBS This Morning. And so then Chris Litt went on to the Late Show with Stephen Colbert, and then he went to be president of CNN. Woo! Hang on, I gotta do this. Sleep, and then wake back up, because that was a lot of media history I just rattled off to y'all. So with that being said, the journalist separation from the network followed his exit from CNN this morning. In February 2023, Lemon received backlash for comments that he made about Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley about being past her prime. That was a huge controversy because he said that, women of a certain age, need to do this, this, and that. Third, he made his remarks about the politician's age during a segment with former co-host Poppy Harlow Collins. After the Haley comment, Lemon publicly apologized and agreed to participate in formal training. It was back on the air in less than a week. 2 months later, Lemon conducted a confrontational interview with Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramsey, which was rumored to have left several CNN leaders exasperated and contributed to the channel's decision to let him go. So that should just give you another take. Has Don Lemon been offered another position? No. So the latest thing, and I'm glad that you said that, Nikki News. I'm glad you said that. So I have that story up for y'all, but before that, I do want to give y'all more context here. So here's the thing, right? So when Don Lemon was at CNN, hang on, y'all. I'm coming back to y'all in a minute. Hang on. Okay. Okay, there we go. Can y'all see me? Okay, there we go. I'm back. Hey, hi everybody. So when Don Lemon was at CNN Nikki News and everybody, he did CNN Tonight, and that was during the 2016 election between 45 and Hillary Clinton, and then became Don Lemon Tonight. And so then Don Lemon Tonight was a huge thing. And so then when Chris Litt came to CNN, he was offered a morning position. After that, I think that was the only other position that Don Lemon had. I don't think he was offered anything else, Nikki News. But I thank you for that question, because context is important to understand where we are. So with that being said, here is a article here from TV Newser. TV Newser was founded by Brian Stelter, who did a book called Top of the Morning, which covered morning television. It's a fascinating book, and please get it, because you will learn so much about morning TV that you did not know. According to the Monday edition of CNN Reliable Sources, written by Oliver Darcy, Lemon's show will launch on March 11th. So that is the Twitter show that should be coming here. So let me see. That night. Hang on, y'all. I'm so sorry. I thought I did. Hang on, y'all. Give me one moment. Okay, hang on. Because I know that I thought I posted the content there. Give me one moment. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, everybody. We are live on tour. We got a lot to talk about. For damn sure. We do. Okay. Hang on, let me copy all this. Select all. Copy. Let me try this again with the documents. Okay, you know what? Hang on, y'all. Give me one moment. Because for some odd reason, it didn't show up as that. Give me one moment. This is plain text. There we go. Okay. So let me send it to myself. Don Lemon. Okay. Y'all give me one moment as I get this story up for y'all in a Google Doc. Because, like I said, context is important to understand where we are. And like I said, there is no production team over here. It is literally just me. Okay. So I do want y'all to know that for sure. Okay, let me do it like this. Do it like this here. Paste without formatting. There we go. Okay, here we go. All right. Here we go. Okay. So right here, this comes to us from tvnewser.com here. CNN did not offer any additional details. I told y'all about the history of this story at this point. And by the way, on that same day, I forgot this, on that same day, Tucker Carlson lost his gig at Fox News, a monumental day in cable news history because Tucker Carlson was the mouthpiece for 45 and the Republican Party and this, that, and the third. So, like I said here, Don Lemon stated that she was not in her prime, claiming a woman is considered to be in their prime, is to be in their 20s, 30s, or 40s. Lemon was suspended shortly after, but the writing appeared to be on the wall at CNN after CNN this morning's ratings failed to improve upon its return. He blasted the network. Don Lemon blasted the network, which former CEO Chris Litt was running, for his surprise dismissal, saying via social media, I was informed this morning by my agent that I've been terminated by CNN. I am stunned. After 17 years at CNN, I would have thought that someone in management would have given the decency to tell me directly. At no time I was ever given any indication that I would not be able to continue to do the work I have loved at the network. Interestingly enough, the platform known as Twitter, he is going to use to resurrect his career. He has plans to launch the Don Lemon Show, a tri-weekly 30-minute show on the social media platform. And so that show will launch on March 11th here. So here's the story from Politico. So right here, I heard you. I heard you, and today I am back bigger, better, bolder, and freer, Lemon said in a Twitter post. My media company's first new project is the Don Lemon Show. It will be available to everyone easily whenever you want, streaming on the platforms where the conversations are happening. The show, Lemon continued, will be found first on Twitter, the biggest space for free speech in the world. So, he says, I know now more than ever that we need a place for honest debate and discussion without hall monitors. This is just the beginning, so stay tuned. So that show will be launching on March 11th. So there you go. So should be interesting. It's a 30-minute show, so I don't know how this is going to be. And here is donlemon.com and the Lemon Media Network. Make sure coming to subscribe so you don't miss a beat. Hi, I can't wait to create this community with you. Sign up for email updates. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So there is that. I mean, listen, I feel like with Don Lemon, you can't say that about a woman. Like, because let me tell you something. There was I think we covered this. There was a 70-year-old woman that gave a natural birth for children. Okay. That would be like saying men are past their prime to do things. And then there was a tumultuous conversation with the Republican candidate on racism. And that really grinded CNN's gears. So it's coming out March 11th. So yeah, we shall see. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm trying to see if I can go to the link to see if I can pull up the story. Okay, hang on. Let me send this to myself here. And for those of you who don't know what Reliable Sources is, it was a Sunday morning program or a Sunday morning show where they would cover the biggest stories in media. Brian Stelter, who was the media reporter for the New York Times, and who wrote Top of the Morning, and he's writing a book on Fox News. He hosted Reliable Sources and was the head media reporter. They had this thing on CNN Plus, which canceled, which ended and got canceled horribly. Sad. Horribly sad for the fact that I know what CNN was trying to do, but the execution was just poor as all get out. And they have Reliable Sources daily, where they were going to do what they do on Sunday, 5 days a week. So yeah, let me get the Reliable Sources letter up for y'all. Okay, whatever. Facebook for all I care. Okay, so here it is here. So let me get to I'm trying to see where it talks about non-limit. Right here, while interviewing Kara Swisher on stage at 92Y, so that is the YMCA in New York City, Don Lemon announced that his new Twitter show will launch on March 11th. So there you go. All right, let's see what the next topic is. Michael Iiesanmi. Lord help. Oh, actually, before that, Andy Cohen. What am I doing? Andy Cohen. Andy. So y'all know about the sexual assault lawsuit with Brandy Glanville. Well, I'll let y'all read it first. I'll let y'all read it before I talk about it, because Lord Jesus, it's a lot to talk about. You are seeing that correcto right there. I'm trying to get this other story up for y'all about Andy Cohen here. So as y'all read that, let me get this up for y'all. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let me get that up right there. Okay. All right, so as you guys have read it there, let me read it to you all. Andy Cohen accused of taking Coca-Cola with his favorite Real Housewives cast members by ex-Real Housewives of New York star Lena McSweeney as Bravo boss faces another bombshell lawsuit. McSweeney, 41, made claims in a lawsuit filed in New York City Tuesday. She claimed that Cohen partakes in drug use with his favorite employees. A rep for Cohen said that the claims against Andy are completely false. A new lawsuit filed against Andy Cohen and Bravo alleges Coca-Cola use is rampant at the network. And y'all, I'm using Coca-Cola as code, okay? Because YouTube is very particular, okay? They are very particular about words that you can and cannot say. So I'm just cloaking it. So just roll with me here. Use is rampant at the network, with the linchpin producer and owner personality using the illegal drug and providing it to employees. The Bravo producer and personality, 55, engages in Coca-Cola use with housewives he employs, according to a suit filed Tuesday in New York Southern District by former Real Housewives of New York City star Leah McSweeney. McSweeney said in court documents reviewed by Page 6 that Cohen tends to provide the housewives whom he uses Coca-Cola with more favorable treatment and strategic editing to make them look better. Cohen intentionally uses Coca-Cola for its employees to further promote a workplace culture that thrives off of drug and alcohol use, which leads to a failure to accommodate employees who are able and trying to stay substance-free. In court documents, a rep for Cohen told Daily Mail that the claims against Andy are completely false. Now, Andy, you showed up like this in public, with the creases and crinkles and your shirt not being right. So, sir, and the shoes look a little too small. Okay, I'm just reporting on what I'm seeing. Okay. Now, see here, Andy, you're put together. But here, you were put together in this photo right here, right? You were put together in this photo right here. Sorry, y'all. You're put together in this photo right here. But to use a meme right here, you're trash, kid. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. McSweeney, 41, appeared on 2 seasons of The Real Housewives of New York City in 2020, 2021, and on a season of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, which aired last year. McSweeney said in the legal documents that Bravo thrives off of drug and alcohol use without naming any further parties past Cohen. McSweeney said in court documents reviewed by Page Six that she informed the Bravo producers prior to her casting of the series that she'd been focused on staying sober and had a 30-day streak of sobriety going on to the show. McSweeney told the court that producers failed to make reasonable accommodation for her addiction-related disability, but instead provided her with unlimited free of charge alcoholic beverages and encouraged her to consume those alcoholic beverages. McSweeney's team said that this environment caused McSweeney to relapse into alcohol addiction shortly after joining Real Housewives of New York, season 12. McSweeney said in court documents that Bravo producers sought to sabotage her sobriety by both exacerbating it and stopping her from getting treatment for the problem. McSweeney told the court that Bravo executives violate her employment rights under the Disabilities Act by preventing her to get help for alcoholic issues, knowing that she was dealing with them. McSweeney, who has a fashion label called Married to the Mob, said in the legal docs that sexual harassment was also rife in the company, claiming that a senior producer routinely sends unsolicited pictures of their genitalia to lower level production employees, and that executives have ignored these issues. This is coming from Leah McSweeney and the Daily Mail. Everything is alleged, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. I'm just reading what I'm seeing. McSweeney said in legal documents that Bravo and Shed Media, a production company that works on the shows, and Shed Media is also in association with Warner Bros. Discovery. Warner Bros. Discovery owns the Oprah Winfrey Network. So, in the words of Mims, make it make sense, connect the dots. Continue to promote the unnamed senior producer in question to positions of increased power. In failing to take appropriate remedial action amid the claims, McSweeney said in court documents that Bravo and Shed officials tactfully signaled to both the senior producer and all the employees that they can engage in unlawful employment practices with impunity. McSweeney, in her suit, which is for unspecified damages, named Cohen, Bravo, Shed Media, and Shed's parent company, Warner Media, which is Warner Bros. Discovery, which once again owns sister network is the Oprah Winfrey Network. The latest claims come amid a series of lawsuits involving Cohen, who is also the host of the Bravo series Watch What Happens Live and executive producer of the Real Housewives franchise. Wendy Glanville said in a suit filed earlier this month that Cohen has sexually harassed her by trying to make her watch him have sex with another Bravo star, who Cohen later revealed to be Kate Chastain of Below Deck fame via a FaceTime video. In a legal letter, DailyMail.com obtained, Glanville said that in 2022, a obviously inebriated Cohen sent her a clip in which he invited her to watch via FaceTime. Glanville's attorney, Brian Freeman, said Cohen, who is openly gay, said earlier this month, posted an apology via Twitter. Thank you, Daily Mail, for having common sense to call into Twitter. The video shows Kate Chastain, and I very clearly joking to Brandy, it was absolutely meant in jest. Brandy's response clearly communicated she was in on the joke. That said, it was so inappropriate. I apologize. So, for those of you who don't know why Andy is here in this picture, he has a radio station on Sirius XM called Radio Andy, in case y'all did not know. Glanville on Monday said that the apology meant nothing to her since it wasn't addressed to her. I have not received a public apology from anyone, she said. I saw an apology that Andy posted to his fans in all caps, screaming for his mistreatment of me and inappropriateness. Sources who saw the video question told DailyMail.com on Tuesday that Glanville replied to Cohen's video message saying that she would provide a sex toy for the referred rendezvous. Wait, what? Wait 1 minute. Wait 1 minute. Are you serious? What? Wait. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let's put it in reverse and reverse. What? The actual what? Sources who saw the video in question told Daily Mail on Tuesday that Glanville replied to Cohen's video message saying that she would provide a sex toy for the referred rendezvous. Insiders said Cohen told Glanville in the 2022 clip, "Hey Brandy, what up, girl? We're just thinking about you. So yeah, me and Kay are going to have some hot sex and wanted to know if you want to watch. You know, a little menage a trois. So FaceTime us back. Okay, girl, love you." Glanville sent a reply in which he said, "I will bring my hot dildo," according to witnesses. I'm just breathing for a minute because I know that Brandy Glanville did not make a sexual assault lawsuit and then responded to the message of that I will bring a dildo. I will bring my hot dildo. So here is the exchange here, okay? After Cohen says, "So FaceTime us back, okay, girl, love you." Chastain says, "Love you, itch," and then that response. The source also claimed that the trio has hung out on numerous occasions since the incident with Glanville last year, praising Cohen for his support amid the sexual assault allegations that were leveled against her by her Ultimate Girls Trip co-star Carolyn Manzino, 62. A second insider also accused Glanville of using Cohen to gain leverage in her fight against Manzino and claimed she was foolish. Brandy has been looking for this window ever since Carolyn's lawsuit, they said. But for her to accuse probably the most openly gay man on reality TV of sexual harassment is absolutely ludicrous. She was really grabbing for straws with this one. And to think it would give her leverage in her case is foolish. These are two separate cases and very different people Andy work with will stand on him behind this. He was very transparent, and his statement said, "Oh, he has nothing to hide. His skeletons have been out." As he said, it was a joke. He was not the only one in on it. Brandy thinks Andy was actually trying to speak with her, she is fooled. She keeps running to reality TV. No one knows why, aside for her thirst for fame and a paycheck. She doesn't want playful drama that don't keep coming back. They said she can dish it out, but she can clearly not take it. Brandy will never appear at another Bravo or NBC affiliate show again. Daily Mail has contacted representatives for Cohen and NBC for comment. Glanville's attorney Brian Freeman questioned in the statement to DailyMail.com whether Brian Roberts, the CEO of Comcast, which owns NBC Universal, would take action if Cohen made the same comments about someone close to him, insisting that if this was the case, that the NBC boss should terminate the Bravo host immediately. Cohen last week apologized for this joke, which he said was inappropriate but absolutely unjust. Brian Friedman, I think you might want to talk to your client Brandy Glanville, I think you might want to talk to your client because she said, and I quote, that I will bring my hot dildo in response, sir. Ciao. Lady B, okay. So apparently Leah McSweeney is accusing of drinking Coca-Cola with Real Housewives, with his Real Housewives cast members. Apparently that Andy Cohen drinks Coca-Cola, and the sexual assault lawsuit that Brandy Glanville filed against Andy Cohen for that clip of, or that FaceTime of calling Brandy Glanville, saying that Andy said that I want to have hot sex with you, even though he's gay. Well, we just found out here on Virtual Tour Live that apparently in that response, and Lady B, here's the gag. Okay, here's the gag. Sources. Now I'm reading this to you as I'm seeing it. Okay. Let me zoom in on this because I want everybody to see this. Okay, I want everybody to see this. Sources who saw the video in question told DailyMail.com on Tuesday that Glanville replied to Cohen's video message saying that she would provide a sex toy for the referred rendezvous. Insiders said Cohen told Glanville in the 2022 clip, "Hey Brandy, what up, girl? We are just thinking about you." So yeah, me and Kate Chastain, who was a Housewives cast member, a former Housewives cast member, are going to have some hot sex and want to know if you want to watch. You know, a little menage a trois. So FaceTime us back, okay, girl, love you. Brandy Glanville sent a reply in which she said, "I will bring my hot dildo," according to eyewitnesses. At this point, Brandy really should pull the lawsuit. Okay, she absolutely should, because at this point, it's no point in doing this. Okay, it's like first of all, like why do that at all? Now, I'm going to pull something up, okay? Now, y'all know that we keep receipts around here, okay? So, this is from Kathy Griffin, okay? This is a 17-minute video about Andy Cohen, okay? So, we're going to watch it. Hopefully I don't get, copyright from this, you know what I mean? But context is everything over here, and that's what we do. So here we go.
Hey everybody, it's me, Kathy Griffin, and I come to you today with the tale of two Harveys. Not just Harvey Weinstein, TMZ's Harvey Levin. So some of you may have seen a really vicious interview that my former boss, Andy Cohen, my boss of 10 years, did for TMZ. So TMZ is a blog and it's a guilty pleasure, and I get it. But unfortunately, it's really influential and a lot of people really believe it. So I woke up to this voicemail today on my phone. So for those of you that think, I took the picture with the Trump mask and that thing's all over, it's not at all over. It's still going on. And in fact, it's gotten worse for me. So this is what I woke up to today.
Hey Kathy, it's Harvey Levin. How are you? It's Friday afternoon. If you have a minute, could you give me a call? I am at 818-972-0011.
Wait, what? That was his actual phone number? Oh my God.
And I don't have a minute to call him. Maybe you do. The reason I did that is that during the entire Trump scandal, I was doxxed so much that people obviously got my phone number, my address, and the Trumpers came after me. And I just want you guys to know, Harvey Levin, a blogger, is very much in bed with everybody from Hollywood to Donald Trump. So during my 2-month investigation, phone numbers got out of my mom, and my mom got death threats at her retirement village, and my sister, while she was dying of cancer, got death threats at her apartment. So that's why I'm putting that out there. Now, I know because I did that, I'm probably gonna have this like taken off social media right away or whatever. So I'm actually asking you guys if you could preserve this tape in some way and maybe spread it around. I don't know. Oh, and by the way, Harvey, where the fuck did you get my personal cell number? And who the fuck do you think you are harassing me on my cell phone, calling me directly? Where'd you get my number? Your good friend, Lisa Bloom. And I get it. I know the haters are gonna say, well, if you can't take it, don't dish it out. But I'm a comic. So, you know, if Oprah wants to come for me, I kind of deserve it. Ryan Seacrest wants to come for me. All right, I have it coming. But Andy Cohen, I didn't call you. You shouldn't have come for me. Let me tell you a little bit about Andy Cohen. He was a miserable boss for all those years. I mean, I think in the 6 seasons that we did My Life on the D-List, I think Bravo visited the set twice. 8 Emmy nominations, 2 wins. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know the whole time I was working there, I didn't know that Andy Cohen like wanted to be me. Like, for example, I hosted this award show one time called the A-List Awards. Actually, they did it twice. I didn't know Andy Cohen was on the red carpet, like trying to be funny, asking questions on BravoTV.com.
Keep watching.
I didn't know that when they ended the D-List and I desperately wanted to do a talk show, Andy Cohen would be the first television executive in the history of television to give himself a talk show that seems to get picked up every season. But I can tell you a couple of personal things. All right, so a lot of people, they're fans, right? And I get it. If you like TMZ and you like watching Housewives, fine. And by the way, shout out to Bethany Frankel, who chartered 4 planes and went to Puerto Rico and actually helped people. But people like Andy Cohen and Harvey Levin, who honestly just live to take women down, we need to speak up about. So I'm going to go back to TMZ for 1 second, because if you look at that site over and over and over, they've done hit pieces on me to the point where it's actually affected my career. For example, when the Trump mask photo came out, why did TMZ need to report every single one of my shows that was canceled in real time? Why? What was the point of that? What do they care if I had a show canceled at the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank, New Jersey? It feels targeted. And now that we know that Harvey Levin is very much in bed with the Lisa Blooms of the world and, you know, covering for people, and Tyler Shields, who took the infamous photo of me holding the mask, he's the one who told me that 2 people at TMZ told him Harvey Levin speaks to Donald J. Trump multiple times a week. Is that okay with you guys? The president is talking to a gossip blogger?
So, yeah. So Harvey Levin, who is a lawyer, and if you don't know who Harvey Levin is, if you watch the People's Court, he will be the reporter outside in LA, giving commentary and stuff. And TMZ is a blog, and they get some things right, they get some things wrong. And so, first of all, I did not know that she played that voicemail. That was his number. I'm assuming that Harvey Levin probably changed it by now. And so, you know, with Andy Cohen, you know, and Kathy Griffin, I knew about the A-List Awards. I didn't really watch Bravo back then. You know, Bravo was supposed to be about arts and entertainment, you know, Picasso and Mona Lisa and all that type of stuff. Inside the Actors Studio, I think, was on Bravo with James Lipton for many, many years. But she did have a show called My Life on the D-List, and she had a show called Kathy. And the song was like, I'll say it, dun, 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 I'll say it. So I didn't know that all this was happening to Kathy Griffin. So I'm pausing it so that way I can repurpose the clip. But it's in chunks. But remember how Lena McSweeney accused Andy Cohen of doing some things? Just keep watching.
All right, back to Andy Cohen, because there is coordination. One thing I just have to say, because if he's going to go for me, I got to be honest. I get tweets sometimes, and they're from fans that don't understand that I have a problem with Andy and that he's.
During the Genesis Signature event, select eligible owners can receive $2,000 on the GV80 exclusively attributed.
By the way, shout out to Genesis. That's a brand of Hyundai, and I wish Lincoln would have done the same thing with the Continental. If y'all are still on here, I will show y'all the Lincoln Continental. It was a gorgeous car. Okay.
I mean, he really harassed me and treated me really poorly. For all of you that tweet me and say you wish I would go and watch What Happens Live and you like that show and you think I'd be great on that show, let me clear that up. I've actually done Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen twice in the, I think, 10 years it's been on. And I've never said this before, obviously, but both times I did the show, right before we went live, Andy Cohen privately asked me in an office in Embassy Row, which is the production company that does that shit show, if I wanted to do blow. All right, I've never had a drink in my life. You guys know I'm no prude, but I'm like kind of a straight edge. I thought he was kidding the first time. Just so you know, Jimmy Kimmel or Seth Meyers has never asked me to do blow before going on the show. No one from The View has ever asked me to do blow before a show. So I was hoping he was kidding. So the second time I do the show, same thing. So once again, we're alone in an office in Embassy Row, and he's like, "You want to do some coke?" And I'm thinking he's serious. Like, so I know trust me, he's gonna say he was kidding and everything. No, he was asking me to do cocaine with him. That made me very uncomfortable. It was the two of us in a room. Michael Davies was nowhere to be found. No one was there from Bravo. And that's why I don't do that show. I thought that was weird. And I don't know why he gets away with that. Okay, as long as I'm calling up Bravo and NBC Uni, because just so you guys know, I'm fully aware that I will never work there again or any of their owned and operated. It's like, I understand what I'm doing, but I really feel it's important that I am honest about this stuff.
So I'm going to replay that one more time. Okay, just one more time.
I think I'd be great on that show. Let me clear that up. I've actually done Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen twice in the, I think, 10 years it's been on. And I've never said this before, obviously, but both times I did the show, right before...
And when she means blow, she means Coca-Cola.
We went live. Andy Cohen privately asked me in an office in Embassy Row, which is the production company that does that shit show, if I wanted to do blow. All right, I've never had a drink in my life. You guys know I'm no prude, but I'm like kind of a straight edge. I thought he was kidding the first time. Just so you know, Jimmy Kimmel or Seth Meyers has never asked me to do blow before going on the show. No one from The View has ever asked me to do blow before a show. So I was hoping he was kidding. So the second time I do the show, same thing. So once again, we're alone in an office in Embassy Row, and he's like, "You want to do some coke?" And I'm thinking he's serious. Like, so I know trust me, he's gonna say he was kidding and everything. No, he was asking me to do cocaine with him. That made me very uncomfortable. It was the two of us in a room. Michael Davies was nowhere to be found. No one was there from Bravo. And that's why I don't do that show. I thought that was weird.
By the way, for those of you who don't know who Michael Davies is, have you ever a show called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That was on ABC. That was on weekly and then was up to 4 nights a week. Hosted by, God rest his soul, the legend himself, Regis Philbin. Michael Davies produced that show. And he produced many other shows. So that's who Michael Davies is. Just to give a little context. Let's roll on.
And I don't know why he gets away with that. Okay, as long as I'm calling up Bravo and NBC Uni, because just so you guys know, I'm fully aware that I will never work there again or any of their owned and operated. It's like, I understand what I'm doing, but I really feel it's important that I am honest about this stuff. So I'm sorry, I got to get into the women who are complicit. So during my years at Bravo, all these women went along with all of it. Lauren Selaznick was a big executive there, didn't protect me. Now she, I think she was fired, and the woman who has her job is named Bonnie Hammer. So I don't think I could pick Bonnie Hammer out of a lineup. So obviously she wasn't very invested in my work there. And then later on, when I went on to do Fashion Police, it was the same freaking group of people. Andy Cohen, Bonnie Hammer, Frances Barrick. And you guys know how that ended. A wall of shit fell on me after that experience too, because I left that show because I didn't feel like they were doing Joan Rivers' legacy right. And I didn't feel like I could do a good job there. So that, of course, blew up in my face because it was a coordinated attack. And I'm sorry, I have to call up these women like Fran Barrick, who was supposedly my executive. And after the D-List, I did a talk show for 2 seasons called Kathy, and I had a blast doing it with no support. So Michael Davies was the producer, and he said the only way this show will get picked up is if I produce it, because they can't stand you, and they like me.
Meet Pair Eyewear, the only glasses brand that lets you change your glasses like you change your clothes. Simply snap on a top frame and you're ready to go.
And I had a meeting with Frances Barrick in her office, and my then publicist, Whitney Tancred, who was a friend, and she turned on me too, and that one just hurts on a personal level. And I said, well, Fran, if we do a talk show, you're sure that Andy's not going to try to squash it? And she said, no, I mean, of course not. It'd be different, like Chelsea. I mean, I wish we had Chelsea. I said, well, I did get you guys 2 Emmys. And she said, well, we got you 2 Emmys. So, by the way, you should know that when Andy Cohen is running around saying he doesn't know who I am, he actually has 2 Emmys from my life on the D-List as a producer. His are fake, mine are real. And other women there, gosh, I'm sorry, but Amy Introcaso Davis, you didn't protect me. Jen Levy, you didn't protect me. They had never even done a special before my first special there. I delivered those specials, not for Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, tens of 20s, millions.
Sorry, I'm looking up something.
But like for a very, very low price that they never would have offered a guy. So I got to complain about this stuff. And these women need to do right by other women. All right, regarding TMZ, I know it's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. Yeah. Yeah. So, take it for what you will. I'm not saying it's true. I've never been around Andy Cohen. I just, in the words of Alicia Johnson, king of receipts and facts. I just have a good memory. So, all right, y'all, let's roll on because we have even more virtual tour live. Oh, we're not done. We got 2 more topics for you. Michael Iiesanmi. So for those of you who may not know, Michael Iiesanmi, he is a part of the 90 Day Fiance universe on TLC, and so he goes missing on his Angela Dean just 2 months after moving to the United States from Nigeria. So those of you who do not know who Angela is, you are so blessed not to know. But basically, Angela is she's a piece of sperm that should have never formed. She is racist. She is belligerent. She is violent. She is anything and everything that I can say and cannot say. She is absolutely crazy. Absolutely damn crazy. Y'all, I mean, this woman has slashed his car. Like, she went to Africa to check him because he didn't want to communicate with her. Because he didn't want to communicate with her. She thought that he was cheating on her. Real talk. You know what I mean? So just it was quite sad. So I'm trying to see this story here. Sorry, y'all. Give me one moment. Because I thought I saw something here. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. I sent it to myself on Messenger. Messenger. Why do I see? I don't have what Wendy has. You know how she pulled notes out of her wig. It wasn't that, but it's like, you know what? I'm gonna make fun of myself. I have Ben Carson moment. Oh, my luggage. I remember it because I sent it on Messenger. Okay. Lord help. We are live on tour, y'all. We are live on tour. So 90 Day Fiancé star Michael Iiesanmi sparked serious concern after going missing just 2 months after he moved to the United States from his native Nigeria to live with his wife, who is 22 years his senior. Lord help. Michael's wife, Angela Dean, 58, from Jefferson County, Georgia, claimed in a recent YouTube video posted by celebrity blogger John Yates that her spouse, 36, had gone missing on Friday, February 23rd. The Iiesanmi couple first met in 2018 on season 2 of 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, and they later got married and paid visits to each other's native countries. But their romance has taken a very bizarre turn in a very bizarre and surprising turn in recent days, with Angela claiming that she had been in touch with police about Michael's disappearance, only for it to emerge midway through John's broadcast that not only had he been found safe, but he had also contacted the cops on a burner phone saying that he's been in fear for his life. He also requested that his wife be kept in the dark regarding his whereabouts, prompted a furious Angela to claim he must have his disappearance. Angela, you caused this. You are nothing but a headache, a nuisance, and the way you just show up as a person would make anyone want to say that they were kidnapped. Okay? And that is not to disrespect people who are actually kidnapped, but seriously, like John and Angela filmed 2 live stream videos together within the space of a few hours, the first of which saw the 90 Day Fiancé star alleged that her husband had gone missing. Then 7 hours later, she and John returned to the video streaming site to update concerned fans, revealing that Michael had turned up. While John attempted to update viewers in the second of 2 live streams, Angela yelled, "Breaking news, I'm in total shock right now, but not real. That's all I can say. John, just please say, I'm in fucking shock. I'll just rip it off like a band-aid." Then John began, "Michael is safe. There is the good news. He reached out to police moments after the first live, right after the first live, and then Angela got a call from police saying that they were contacted by Michael. They verified it was him. He did have a burner phone, or like any other phone, a phone that no one knew about. And on that phone, he had pictures of his passport, the one that he left, so they verified his ID. It's him." John added, after officers verified his identity, something wild soon followed. Angela yelled from off camera, "Here's the Yahoo boy part," alluding to the nickname often given to online fraudsters, particularly of those of Nigerian descent. John continued, he told the police that he was in fear of his life and did not want Angela to know his location. Angela also revealed that the pair were just together just 5 days ago in New York, and his disappearance came out the blue. Viewers was also made privy to the fact that Michael had arrived in the U.S. from Nigeria just before Christmas 2023 in order to live with his wife. John vehemently defended his pal Angela against Michael claims that he has been feared. John, do you not watch 90 Day Fiancé? This person is a fucking lunatic. John vehemently defended his pal Angela against Michael's claim that he had been fearing for his life. I explained that no one was locked up there and pointed out that the pair had vacation together in New York and Florida in recent weeks. However, Angela cannot be consoled at this point because of her estranged husband being a lying ish. And you are ish. And there is no lies about you and how you portray yourself on national television, international television. She said off camera, "I don't know why people think I'm not human. You know what I mean? Because of the way you portray yourself. You got upset because he called a female friend of his that's been a friend of his for years in Nigeria. You don't like his homeboys because they call him out on your bullish, Angela. You went to his home country and almost beat his ass, and then you were upset that he had something to say about it. Are you serious? Chop. Oh. Like I said, if a man were to do what you did, Angela, it would be over for him. Women have to be called out for the bullish that they do, and men have to be called out on the bullish they do. Right is right and wrong is wrong, Angela. You don't get to say that I don't know why people think I'm not human. You don't get to say that. I'm a woman. I stand as a woman. We're still waiting. In the words of Niles, the butler from the nanny, we're still waiting for the DNA results. When you sneak behind my back and do lying ish on me, I'm not fine anymore. I'm fucking mad as hell. I was worried thinking he was hurt. In a now deleted TikTok, Angela previously told fans that before her husband disappeared, he left behind his phone and his wallet. She also said that she reached out to his family before contacting police, but her efforts were unfruitful because they know the headache that you are. Then she used the platform to plead for his safe return before later doing a complete 180, question whether he planned the whole he planned the ordeal the whole fucking time. This is not funny. This is real ish, she added. I'm telling you right now, I'm not letting you fucking come here if you didn't love me. Like, so you think you gonna stop Michael? There are plenty of women in the United States of America that would love Michael and would claim him just to make sure that he couldn't be with you. You stupid. Stupid. Damn stupid. Fans pose questions about the possibility of Michael pulling immigration stunt to achieve U.S. citizenship, to which he replied, if Michael's really missing, doesn't contact us, immigration can take over. That's all I can tell you. The incident is in the latest string of challenges for the couple who were recently dogged it by allegations on cheating on Michael's part. If y'all don't know Angela, look up her history and you'll see why he had every right to cheat. I don't condone cheating, but damn it, Angela deserves to cheat on. In December 2022, a heartbroken Angela sobbed and as she revealed about how her husband Michael had allegedly been unfaithful and to her in a sneak peek of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. In the clip, which was obtained by People magazine, people.com, Angela described how Michael had been cheating on her with a 31-year-old woman connected to Instagram. Angela recalled just how happy she had been in her relationship with Michael following a trip to Nigeria before a friend alerted her to his indiscretions. When I got back from Nigeria, me and Michael were on a good note. We were happy when we left. We was back to normal. Like 2 weeks, we've been on the phone every night, 24/7, like we used to. Angela told producer, the spark was there, the love was still there. We were on the way to get ready to bring him here to be husband and wife. Like we love each other. I was happy. I was really happy. Then my friends sent me text. Michael's cheating online. This girl's 31. They met on Instagram, and that's why he didn't take his Instagram down. Angela revealed Michael had been in communication with the woman for 2 months before she played a voice note. Her husband had said to the woman, they've been talking this whole time for 2 months, not only while I was in Nigeria, but since coming back, Michael still continues to talk to this girl. Once again, he deserved to do it, Angela. I said it. I know this because I got screenshots. Then I got a voice note. The way he was talking to her is the way he would talk to me on the voice note. So I knew that was him. Tell her, pick up the phone, baby, I love you. I got him right here. She said before playing the voice note Michael had sent to the woman. In that same season of the show, Angela told producers that the divorce was definitely on the table. With the reality star insisting that she was definitely going to file, although she could see that this doesn't mean that she was going to sign. When gangsters say that they're going to pow pow, they don't talk about it, they be about it, Angela. Angela was supported by other stars on the TLC franchise, Lord help. As she said, Iiesanmi went too far with his dishonesty and infidelity, which left her mentally exhausted and very hurt. Imagine how he feels being with you. She had with Michael's lying and all the stuff I just found out. I don't think he ever loved me. I think he's loved me because of everything I've done for him. but I can't tell why he's in love with me. The couple's issues have played out on the show. Michael previously admitted cheating on Angela in the early days of the relationship. Despite the admission, she ultimately forgave him and married. And they married in his native Nigeria in 2020. Then he waited 4 years before finally being able to live with his wife in the United States 2 months ago. Ciao. I got a laugh to keep from crying. I do, because it's just like, what the actual hell? I just, what? All right, y'all. So here is this here.
Johnny Yates and Cody, which is a good family of mine, they drove all night to get here. Michael's been missing since the 23rd. The police are involved. We can't find him.
That dog is. That dog. Lucy saying, "Help me! Get away from this crazy woman! Help me, y'all!"
Cody, I can't do this.
Baby girl.
I can't.
Baby girl. It's on.
Can you tell him how to get on the live
I
with
will.
Johnny?
Of course I will.
And Johnny used to be right along with him.
Hey, everybody. Sorry, I look like a mess. We drove like
That's
14
because you
hours
are
like
a
straight
mess.
through to get here, because anytime our end needs us, we're always here. John's actually on his live right now. It's John Yates 327.
John
It's
Yates
on
327,
YouTube.
you stupid.
So go on there.
Michael's missing.
He's talking about everything. Michael's missing. Like, we have not heard anything. The whole police is looking for him from state to state to state to state. So he's got what's that called? Like the beat,
The bolo, but now it's
the bolo.
missing.
Yes.
It was a bolo, now it's missing.
Thank you. Yes, because when I talked to the cops before.
Lord Jesus, just Angela, you did this to your damn self. You did this to your damn self. I have no grace, love, or space for Angela, and I said what the hell I said. I just. Oh, okay. So here it is here. So here is the channel here. Now I'm not going to play this here, but this is John Yates 327. John Yates, I just want you to know, bro, your ass is fucking stupid, just right along with Angela. Are y'all serious? Child, y'all go do y'all history on Angela and then come back and report to me what y'all found. Because no, I'm not accepting this. Not here, not there, not anywhere. It's about damn time Angela got consequences. Hell. And before y'all come for me and say, Braylon, you always say in order to receive love, you gotta give it. Repeat my words back to yourself. In order to receive love, you gotta give it. Angela doesn't give love, so she doesn't give love, so she doesn't receive love. Like, what? I call out everybody. Even Michael said he told the police right here. Lord help, I can't do it. Right here. He told the police that he was in fear of his life here, and he told the cops he didn't want Angela to know where he was. Michael said that. Okay? All right. Yeah, he ran away. 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 And honestly, he had every right to run away. Honestly, I'm not gonna sit here in front with y'all. He had every damn right to run away. Okay, he had every right to do it. Look, I am pulling for Michael. I am absolutely pulling for Michael. I am pulling for Michael. And honestly, let him go on 90 Day, the single life. Add him to the damn cast. You know what? Why was it? You know what I would have done? All right, lady. Love you as always, Queen. We'll talk soon. Honestly, what I would have done, Michael, we're going to put you on 90 Day Fiance, the single life. Go ahead and live your single life. We're going to have security and everything to make sure you're okay. And I would let Angela watch it. Sure the fuck would. And before y'all come for me and say I disrespect women, I also disrespect men and call out men for what wrong they do. I call out women. So before you come for me, check for me and my damn receipts. If LGB is a Mitch, that female content creator can be a see you next Tuesday. I said what the fuck I said. What? All right, y'all. Let's talk Omari Hardwick. Omari Hardwick, rollingout.com, y'all. The issue Omari Hardwick had with the way Power ended, beyond acting and music and poetry, he does poetry as well. Omari Hardwick is a man with a purpose, and he leads by example, which is why he was the perfect person to be the special guest at the United Way Greater Atlantis African American Partnership 8th Annual AAP African American Partnership Leadership Luncheon. Hardwick is known for his work in the mega hit Power series that really put stars on the map, quite frankly. But he's also a musician, a poet, and a spoken word artist. He hosts the Poetics podcast where he has the in-depth conversation with rap stars from around the world. Hardwick spoke to Rolling Out about Power and the dynamic between characters Ghost and Tariq. What are your thoughts on Power when you look back? It was Shakespeare. I used to say to interviewers during that time, I said to Notori Norin, very early that Power is Shakespeare. If you go back and listen to my interviews, I said that a lot. I wanted our faction of producers, executives, fans, and other races of people, particularly white, to understand that this program can be fully laden with black and brown people, but that the leading guy sees it as Shakespeare. Think about how educated we are as opposed to how educated we are not, right? We're equally educated. We are equally as educated, and Courtney Kemp created Shakespeare in that component and many other components of the show. How did you feel about Tariq and Ghost dynamic? I had no issue with Ghost passing away. I had issue with the way the story started going. That's not the way to start. He was originally the anti-hero's anti-hero. He was an anti-hero hero. He started becoming non-heroic, which wasn't what I signed up for. It took a direction that I wasn't too keen on, and many of the fans obviously spoke in and were not too keen on it. 50 Cent gave this beautiful gift of a character. What he did was he made this character have a few negative turns in his life. Had he not gone on those left turns and had gone on the right turns, this dude would be somewhere doing the things that he's trying to rightly do. Ghost was in his own way, but he was the parent who was actually trying to be the great parent. So you don't have him powed. You don't have Notori Nolan's character powed. You have no one being powed by a child. That's the one that got to me as Omari. You got me here speaking to young kids. I had no problem with Ghost being taken off the board, but it was the way that he was taken off that bothered me. Eminem rapped about putting his mom in the trunk. I don't mind that, but I don't mind him doing that, but as white people, we're not rapping about putting mom in the trunk. Even moms have done worse than him. We don't do that. Watching young, beautiful Michael Rainey Jr. as a character having to take that on. Then he caught Ish in the street for that as Michael. That's someone I helped raise. I was like a father to that kid. That was a lot for me when fiction meets reality kind of too aggressively. You know what? When I read this, I was like, you know what? I'm not mad at Omari Hardwick for saying that, because honestly, have we not seen the Menendez brothers and how they palled off their parents? This is a real thing that happened. So I never saw it that way, because really it was the power imbalance of Tariq wanted to be Ghost. And so he wanted that power. So he had to take out the power to get his own power. And I recognized it then, but I didn't recognize it as deeply as Omari Hardwick said it. So shout out to Omari Hardwick for breaking down that great context. And listen, Power's an amazing show. And they did their thing, but I think with every show there is flaws. I mean, even there's a theory that allegedly Ghost is still alive, that Tariq, hid a pow in truth. And so basically Ghost somehow knew the plan and changed out the pow and it was non-lethal. And so there was a ambulance called for Ghost, and then apparently Ghost is in the window. And before y'all say anything, let me bring up the article, because y'all know I do receipts around here. Okay. Let's see. Ghost, Power, Media, Take Out. Hang on. Because I'm trying to find this article. Hang on, wait a minute. Let me see something. Media takeout. See here. Producers. Sorry, I really am trying to find this this theory. Producers. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Okay, hang on. Non-lethal. Well, I can't find the article now, but there was a article from Media Takeout. I swear, I wish I could just remember it. But basically what it said was the theory that I said, there was power producers that said, I can't say anything, but who did you talk to? Like, no joke. But yeah, so just, it was a lot. It was a lot. So, okay, love you as always, Queen. I'm going to end it with this positive news story, and then I'm going to get out here myself, because this show today was quite a lot. It was quite a lot. But I think it was a good show, though. I really, really do. I think it was a very solid morning edition of the show. Let me go rollingout.com. And I always appreciate you, Nikki News, and love you as always. You know that. So this is a new series. This is a new series coming out that I'm very, very excited about. So there's a new series from Disney called Ajua. So I want to show y'all this clip here. This is a new animated series for Disney. So Ajua is an original animated series set in a futuristic Lagos, Nigeria. The story follows Tola and her best friend Koli, a self-taught tech expert, as they discover the secrets and dangers hidden in their different worlds. Rolling Out spoke with the creative team behind the series ahead of the March 1st release on Disney+. So here we go with this.
You gotta get on my level.
All right, love you, Queen. Talk soon.
Good morning to all of you. Thank you for your time and congratulations. This is a marvelous, marvelous achievement. I wanted to start with saying that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm going to begin with Ziki, and I looked up the meaning of Iwaju, and I hope Google didn't let me down. And in Yoruba, it says that it means front-facing. So how far into writing the series, is that correct? And how far into writing the series did you land on that title, because it's so appropriate since it's a first-time collaboration with a Pan-African country working with Disney and bringing the series to a global audience?
So the name of the series was apparent to me very, very early on, because I knew I wanted this to be a futuristic story. And so the first thing I thought was, how does one say the future in Yoruba? Because Iwaju is set in Lagos, which has traditionally been a part of Yoruba land. And the closest translation to the future in Yoruba is Ojo Iwaju, which means the day ahead or the day in front. So if you take out that Ojo, then Iwaju can roughly translate to ahead or in front. So Google was sort of right in that particular regard, but Iwaju just seemed like a really solid title. So if it wasn't the first day I came up with this idea, it was pretty much when I first pitched it to even these guys, because I think these guys were the first people that I pitched the idea to. That the name was apparent.
Now, see how technology advances. Now that you've said that, Google will probably catch up and update, get more accurate descriptions. So, you never know. Just get the pipeline in. Hamid, for you, it's so beautiful. It's so vibrant. It just made me feel good just to look at it before I even heard the character start speaking. So the internet has given us the ability to see the world. And for those who can't travel to Lagos or anywhere in the world to see a country's beauty and vibrance, what were some things that you absolutely wanted represented in the visuals, and what significance do those have to you?
In terms of something I really wanted to capture was generally in African culture or even in the diaspora, the way people kind of showcase or show their pride in their culture is they would wear studio clothing, and in Nigeria it would be like Ankara clothing, which is very colorful and very bold shapes on the clothing, right? So there are patterns all the place and it's very colorful. And I wanted this show, since it was a love letter to Lagos, to appear as if it was wearing an Ankara clothing, which is very beautiful in terms of the bold colors and also the shapes. So if you look at the show, there are very, very many instances where you'll see a lot of patterns appear, a lot of shapes that maybe make up a pattern. An example I'll give is Lagos is a port city where people are living in the crates, but it's not just a normal crate, right? The crates have patterns on them, like they say the windows are cut in different shapes, but the way they are arranged form an Ankara pattern in themselves. And then if you look at the tech on the floor, right? Something that would normally be nasty, like let's say rubbish being dropped by, which happens a lot in the market, unfortunately. But I wanted to try and capture still that Ankara pattern with the bold colors. So I came up with the idea of the flexible screens, which are colorful. So if you look in the mainland, it looks beautiful with the glowing screens on the floor. Technically, that's discarded screens because they're so cheap, people are just dropping them everywhere. But it still maintains that theme over and over again. So bold colors and shapes and patterns all up. So that's something I really wanted to represent.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Like when they're traveling, I don't want to give too much away, and they're in the car, and it's almost like a drone perspective, and you see like the streets, and they glow, and it's so beautiful, and it's purple, and purple is royal, and just all those touches are just really, really beautiful, and it really made me lean in and say, what is going on with this series? I really, really like this. Tolu, for you, I'm not Nigerian, although Ancestry says I'm like 18%. So I'm gonna embrace my 18%. But I know a lot of Nigerian people. There's a huge Nigerian church that meets close to my house. So when you're working as the cultural consultant, what is something you wanted to ensure was displayed properly so that it communicates who Nigerians are to the other people? What's a day in the life of the cultural consultant on a project like this look like?
So to be honest, I would say everything. I wanted everything to be shown properly. And the fact that the writer, Ziki, is Nigerian as well, that really helped, because from the get-go, the script is already Nigerian. The location is Nigerian. But then when you start going into the small details, I was there to do two things. Number one, make sure that if an artist, for example, who might not be Nigerian, because we had so many artists working on this, some were Kugali artists who might be, we had artists from Lagos, yes, but we had Kugali artists from Zimbabwe who did some of the storyboards. We had Kugali artists from Kenya who did some of the graphics, like the posters you see in the market. And then we have even more artists from Disney. So if an artist draws something and does not know that it's out of place in Lagos, I would fix that. For example, this happened actually, a wall socket in a room. And I saw that socket, I was like, that's not the shape of sockets in Nigeria. But that's not the artist's fault. They're drawing what sockets look like to them, because in their own country, the sockets are shaped differently. But that's just minutia. The biggest thing for me, I think the biggest thing was the way the characters speak. Because even in Nollywood, even in movies created by Nigerians, whenever they're trying to target the global audience, there's this temptation to not speak the way we actually speak in Nigeria. They kind of code switch to some sort of pseudo universal English, which is not how we actually talk. And I wanted to make sure that didn't happen to Iwaju. So even when our voice actors who are Nigerian were recording the voice acting in a studio in Lagos, I still had to nudge them to, no, keep it 100. Don't switch. Don't switch.
I love
Make
it.
sure
Keep
you just
it
talk
100.
the way we
Keep
actually
it,
talk.
not keep it 100. Keep it 100.
Well, lastly, then whose Yoruba is most on point? Who speaks it the best amongst the
It's
three of
funny.
you?
Okay, it's me, and that's actually a shame because Hamid is Ugandan. He's excused. Ziki and I are Nigerian. Neither of us speaks fluently.
Wait a minute. He
But
excused the
Ziki
brother
lives
that
in
was
the UK, so I'm more
Ugandan.
fluent than
Oh,
he
my
is.
Lord.
Well, I say that to
funny.
say, can you please say it, Yoruba, please watch this series. It's a love letter to Nigeria. or something like that.
And threw his Nigerian brother under the bus.
Worry. It sounds wrong.
Yeah.
Nah. like that sounds off. It sounds off.
That's okay. We're gonna watch it anyway. They are wrapping me. Thank you so much for this.
Just state in pigeon, right?
Yeah.
I'm making her come watch Iwaju. It makes sense. Die. Making her watch Iwaju for Disney Plus, February 28th.
Right. Watching. Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful premiere. This is such a beautiful series, and I appreciate your time again. Thank you.
Thank you
very much. Thank you.
Take care.
So that's from rollingout.com. Now, I found the trailer. Now, I had to find it through another way because, you know, Disney don't really do well with that. So, so y'all give me a moment. So this comes to us from IGN Trailers. And y'all, this looks fantastic. Mwah, masterpiece. And it's about time we saw ourselves. So with that being said, here is the sneak peek of Ajua, or Aju, a brand new series coming to Disney Plus March 1st around the world. Leg out.
From Disney Animation and the groundbreaking storytellers of Kugali.
Happy birthday, Tola. This is our team. You want stars for a pet?
It's great.
Comes a Disney Plus limited series.
What would you say if I asked you to go to the mainland?
Set in a futuristic Nigeria.
You want to see the real Lagos?
Yes, let's go.
Welcome to Lagos, Nigeria.
Tola brought Daddy has done well for himself. This is how to fish in large rivers.
Otin, where's my daughter? She's your responsibility. Find her.
Woo! Be careful, oh. Some of these people are actually dangerous.
I laugh in the face of danger.
I didn't hear you laugh. Oh.
I got you now.
Whoa. Wow. All right, Big Chameleon, go ahead. Go.
Woo! Actually, kind of cute. I take that back.
That was freaking amazing. That was freaking absolutely amazing. So they said here, ahead of the March. Well, wait, why did they say? Okay, you know what? Maybe the March 1st release is to everybody else, but it's coming out on February 28th for us in the U.S. So that premieres today. That premiered at midnight. So shout out to that amazing team. With that being said, y'all, that is our show. Enjoy the fireworks for the day that is coming your way. Of course, tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, 90 Day Fiance, The Single Life. You know, we've been reviewing that show since the very first episode. So, you know, I'm going to have a good review for you. One love, much love, all of. I feel the love. I'll send it right back to you. Enjoy your day. See you back here tonight for the primetime edition. Virtual Live. Much love, everybody. Bye.